on, boys? Today we are back with another College Football 26 Ultimate Team video. Now, if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Also, if you can do me a favor and hit that like on this video as well, that would be greatly appreciated, as likes also help out videos get pushed into the YouTube algorithm. Likes also help others discover our content. So if you like College Football 26 content, please give a like on this video below. Gonna set a like goal of 57 on this video as well, which I know you guys will absolutely crush it. But let's get to the reason why you guys are here. Our daily edition of Market Monday. I'm gonna start with the cards that are coming out tomorrow. We have Judge Collier. He's a 6'2" free safety, 90 speed, 90 zone coverage, 88 man coverage, 85 tackling, 90 change of direction, 90 excel, 90 play rec, 79 hit power. He's almost basically Jarring Gilbert, but an inch taller. Then we have Amarian Knighton. He's a 6-foot cornerback, 90 speed, 86 press, 87 man, 90 zone, 78 tackle, 90 excel, 90 change of direction, and that 79 catch. I wish the catch was a little bit in the 80 range. Then we got Carntarius Norton, who's 89 speed, 89 excel, 87 juke, 88 truck. He has 86 carrying, 74 catch, 89 change of direction, 88 spin. He's 5'11". I mean, he's just like every other running back that we kind of got in the game. We have right edge, Dacius Brinkley, 86 speed, 89 excel, 85 power, 89 finesse, 86 block shed, 86 tackling, 84 strength, 87 pursuit. This is a very, very, very solid card in the game. We also have a right guard, Kerry Kondanko. I mean, it's a right guard at the end of the day. And then we have a 89 fullback in Barrett Libertit. 88 speed fullback, 89 excel, 86 lead block, 88 trucking, 86 interior blocking, 88 run blocking, 82 pass blocking, and that 88 stiff arm. This is kind of like a utility card that you can actually use at running back too. I'm not even gonna lie. He has high excel. Be interesting to see his change of direction and things like that tomorrow. But 88 speed at the fullback position, he's going to be very tough to bring down. Now, let's go over the content schedule for the week. We have Names of the Game, Volume 10, that's dropping tomorrow. Stars of the Week, Week 2, dropping on Wednesday. And we have Season 2 LTDs that come out Thursday. Legacies Volume 2 on Friday. And Alumni Volume 10. But before we continue with our Market Monday, let's hear a word from our sponsor. You want to pre-read defenses and throw dots like this? Well, head over to Civil.gg, where we have a multitude of College Football 26 defensive and offensive schemes. You can use code Mikey for 30% off, and I promise we can dominate together, boys. Okay, now we are back with our Market Monday. As you see, the coin count is all the way up to 17.9. You might be asking yourself, well, Mikey, how did you get to 17.9? You were all the way down to 3 million when we saw you in this video. You were all the way down to X amount when we saw you in this video. I'm going to tell you guys everything that I did. And then I started to sell back my rush cards to the market. I took a huge loss on CJ2K and Earl Thomas. I sold them back to the market for as much as I can get back for those cards. Now, in the process of all this, I also took training that I got and rerolled the Legacies reroll. I got extremely lucky with the Legacy rerolls, and I was able to pull 2 Tony Gonzalez's, 3 Bryant Youngs, 3 Bryce Youngs, and 2 Arch Mannings that I was able to sell to kind of negate all the losses that I made from Rush. Then I was also able to sell Garden Gilbert for $800K. I was able to sell my 90 Great House. I was able to sell my Earl Thomas. I was able to sell a lot of cars back while I want to call it tactically downgrading at certain positions, but it was well worth it. I'm also in the process of getting rid of all my Jeremiah Wrights and my Jaden Greathouse investments as well. I'm looking somewhere to be in the range of 28 million by the time I get rid of all those investments, but there are plenty of ways that we can work the market. Now, before we get started, I really want to talk about the elephant in the room, and that's all the false bans that have been happening in the game. It really makes investing in the market tricky when you're buying or you're pulling a high card and then you sell it for twice or maybe 3 times the value, or even you buy a card really high and then it loses value overnight. You have the chance of getting banned. This is all a risk at the end of the day. I do feel for everybody that's been unwrongfully banned. Hopefully they can get their accounts back with their coins reinstated, because at the end of the day, we want the mode to flourish at the end of the day. So always remember that all of this is a big risk at the end of the day. When it comes to flipping and buying cards, it's just a risk at the moment. And I do understand that a lot of people have that risk factor where they're scared to sell cards because they don't want to get clapped. I don't want to get clapped. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy playing this game. I load up this game daily, every day. I stream this game every day. I put out videos every day because I enjoy this game. And I don't want to be in a position where I get clapped just for kind of working the market and things of that nature. I'm still going to say that the best way to make coins is just winning head-to-head games, using your natty training, and then rolling training and then selling the cards that you get that way. I still think that's the best way. I want to do something on Friday where I stream for about 8 hours, and then we see how much coin we can make by playing head-to-head seasons on that Friday. I want to keep track, and then we kind of like come back and revisit it, how much you can make just playing 8 hours. Now you might ask yourself, well, Mikey, I don't have 8 hours in the day to play the game, and I understand that, but even if you log in for 4 hours or so, you can still make a lot of coins just by playing regular head-to-head seasons. I know you can also tell me, well, Mikey, play the Gauntlet. I don't think the Gauntlet is worth it. It's full of decent glitchers and things of that nature, not worth the headache. I feel like I make way more in head-to-head seasons than I could ever make in the Gauntlet, so I'm going to stick to head-to-head seasons for now. Now, maybe if they add a player rewards to the Gauntlet, I would feel more on the inclined to play the Gauntlet, but for 500K and 390 packs, I feel like I can get that done in like less than 4 hours in head-to-head seasons. That's just me, without also having to pay the 50K to get into the Gauntlet. Because when you think about it, you're really making 450K because you're making that 50K back that you paid to get into the Gauntlet. So I'm not gonna lie, I just don't think it's worth it, but whatever. It is what it is. So let's get started with things that are currently going on with the game. Now on Friday, they did introduce a way that you can actually purchase boosters with coins. I do not recommend this at all. This is an absolute coin sink. From everybody that I know that use their coins on these boosters, they got absolutely wrecked. You can if you want, but at the end of the day, 70K for 85 or 87 is like highway robbery. You know you're gonna lose every single time, so you always gotta think about that. Just knowing that you're paying 70K, but you're really losing like majority of your coins, because 85s go for what, like 21K, and then 87s are going for, if I'm not mistaken, they're going for like almost like 30K. You're losing like 50 to 40K just by opening this, and it's BND on top of that. So you got to think about that. I'm just not a fan of the coin boosters. I would stay away from. All right, when it comes to the high-end market, a lot of the high-end cards are going for a lot of coin at the moment, and I don't know why they're going for a lot of coin. It's some cards that I don't think should be that expensive. Like, for instance, like Arch Manning is going for $1 million. I don't think Arch Manning is a mil better than Jalen Hurts or the ULTD Jalen Daniels. It's kind of preference at the end of the day. Do you prefer 3/4 full or 3/4 5 release? It's preference at the end of the day, but I don't think this card is worth $1 million. If you had this card, I probably would sell. Me personally, I kind of would look to get off this card. I just don't think he's worth $1 million. Now, at the top end wide receiver price, you have 90 wide receiver Jaden Greathouse. He's kind of holding steady at the 400K range. You have Victor Snow, who's going for 500K. He's also out of packs come tomorrow. 90 Makai Lennon is all the way down to 599. And you have Darius Hayward Bay sitting at 749, along with Jaden Greathouse in the 2 mil range. You have Tony Gonzalez sitting at 1.2 million. I still think that Legacies is the best reroll in the game. If you can get cheap training or use the training that you get from Natty Packs, Legacy to me is still the best roll in the game. Now, Dorian Royal is out of packs come tomorrow, but I don't think he's better than Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is the best left edge in the game currently. Currently, he has better speed, excel, finesse than Dorian Royal. Dorian Royal just has a block shed and a power move, but Bryce Young has all the traits on yes, and I think that's an absolute game changer at the left edge position. At the D tackle position, we have Bryant Young, who's probably or arguably the best D tackle in the game, going for 700K. Again, I think Legacy's reroll is the best reroll in the game. If you can get cheap training and use your Natty Pack training, I would roll Legacy rerolls at a chance of pulling these LTDs and selling them. I do think they'll all go up once they're out of packs as well. They are elite card. You got Eric Gentry floating in the 600K range. I saw him as low as 400K today. I don't know how many people are going to re-roll for the names of the game cards that drop tomorrow. So your best bet of picking this card up, if you are looking to add this card to your team, will probably be Wednesday with Stars of the Week, depending on what drops for Stars of the Week. But I would look in the 400K range for this card to kind of add him to my squad. I think 600K is just a little too pricey. So the cornerback position, we have Rondé Barber that's going for 700K. That kind of lets you know how bad the alumni odds are. I absolutely rode alumni rerolls. I rode about 30K into alumni rerolls and got absolutely slaughtered. Didn't pull anything outside of Algie Crumpler or Ray Malaluga. My advice for you guys is to stay away from that reroll. It's a reason why a 5'10" cornerback is going for 700K. That lets you know how bad the reroll odds are for the 89 plus alumni card. Then you also have Garden Gilbert, who's been selling for around 800K. It's a possibility that his price tanks tomorrow with the free safety coming out tomorrow, the Collier card that's coming out tomorrow. It's a chance that his price will tank. They're both 90 speed, but the Collier card is better in zone coverage than Gilbert. It's literally going to be preference at the end of the day over what you kind of prefer. They're two elite free safeties at the end of the day. Then we also have Preston Zachman, who's going for 619K. He's out of packs come Wednesday. I love this card at the strong safety position. I think strong safety is one of the weakest positions in the game. I think that him and Cam Chancellor stands tall above everybody else. Definitely looking to add Zachman to the team. I'm looking to get him under the 600K range, but I don't know if it's possible or not. I'm probably going to bite the bullet and buy at 600K personally. Now, when it comes to the 88 and 89 quarterback market, nothing kind of has changed quite a bit. I really don't want to talk about the rest of the quarterbacks, but I do want to talk about the obvious ones, which is ULTD Jayden Daniels. He has risen in price. People know that Arch isn't that good, and all the people who panicked sold their Jayden Daniels for like 300K started to realize that Arch wasn't it, or Arch wasn't feasible, and they all went back to Jayden Daniels, which in terms increased his price to 475. Jalen Hurts has also went back up to the 500K range, and then you have ULTD Jayden Daniels. He's back over $1 million after this card was down to 700, 800K. The consensus of the looks like is that Jayden Daniels and Jalen Hurts are quarterback 1 and 2, but more people prefer the Drew Allar release over the 3/4 5 release. I prefer the 3/4 5 release over the 3/4 4 release, but these to me are your best two quarterbacks in the game. What you could do is, it depends if you like go die or not. I'm not a big go die fan or an ability person on my quarterback. I would literally just sell the Daniels for $1 million, and then I would just tactically downgrade, and I would either get a Maiden, Arrington Maiden, or I would even get the 400K Jayden Daniels and then pocket like 600 or 500K. It's all about making coins at the end of the day. The running back market will kind of stay the same due to the fact that it looks like they're capping all the running backs at 89 speed due to Melvin Gordon coming out in the next 13 days. I still think Chris Johnson Jr. is the best running back of them all. Currently, I don't expect the next crop of tier of running back to drop until season 3. ULTD Chris Johnson is going for 450K. Absolutely just murked from his price of 1.8 to all the way down to 450. I still think he is one of the best running backs in the game, but the issue is they dropped his son, and his son is miles better ahead of him, and his son also gets gold shifty as well. So it doesn't really make sense for you to keep that 450K Chris Johnson when you can just go get his son for a buck 89, and he's going to do absolutely everything that CJ2K is going to do. The wide receiver position still remains the same. Dwayne Bowe's going for 124K. His price will continue to drop every Sunday. Reed Harris is floating at the 200K range. Expect his price to also drop this Friday with brand new 89 wide receivers coming out as well. You also had Deion Sanders, who's floating for basically rental at 310. This is like a 60K rental. But realistically, I'm just a huge fan of the ULTD Deion that's currently going for 795K. I do think he's the best wide receiver in the game. And then you can also pick up a Boss Randy Moss for like 340K, which is like a 90K rental, which is absolutely insane. If you don't like takeoff on your wide receivers, I think this Boss Randy Moss is still one of the best wide receivers in the game. And then you have Ryan Broy, who's basically going for rental as well. He came out last week. I'm not a huge fan of these short wide receivers, so I'm not a fan of him. And then you have Cardell Tate going for a 54K rental. I still think he is one of the best wide receivers in the game. I think like you could really create an ultimate budget core of Reed Harris, Balls Randy Moss, and then a Deion Sanders for like, what is that, about five? You can at least do that for like 800K, and that's a very serviceable wide receiver trio. Tony Gonzalez is still the best tight end in the game. I don't expect tight end prices. It's like one of the weakest positions in the game. Realistically, a lot of these guys' prices are tanking pretty badly. As you see, Amari Niblack is all the way down to 107K. He was selling for like 170K range. Algie Crumpler is going for like 118. Then you also have Stewart's, who's down here going for basically 30K rental. As you basically can see, it's literally Tony Gonzalez or bust at the tight end position. But if you have Tony Gonzalez, you can sell Tony Gonzalez, and you can just go get Amari Niblack. You can also get Algie Crumpler. They're going to do the same things. But if you care about having takeoff on your tight end, you would rather go get Amari Niblack over Algie Crumpler because he doesn't get to take off. The left edge position is still one of the weakest positions in the game. You got R. Mason Thompson going for 140. Again, I always can't stress this enough that these are the type of cars that you want to sell before tomorrow. You have LT Overton going for 273. He's guaranteed to tank in price come tomorrow. And you have Derek Moore and then Mikhail Kamara. They just basically, I don't think they're the greatest cars in the world anyway. So I would just sell these cars and then tactically downgrade and get a Dennis Stoosman or R. Mason Thomas or LT Overton tomorrow, because guaranteed that LT Overton won't be going for 270 tomorrow when the new names of the game cars drop. Right edge position is absolutely loaded in the game. You kind of do have your Julius Peppers at the 317. You got DeMarcus Ware at 38. You have a lot of options at the right edge position. If you have ULTD, DeMarcus Ware going for 530. If you have ULTD, DeMarcus Ware, I kind of would just sell for the 500K and then kind of just go for budget with either the budget DeMarcus Ware or the Julius Peppers. Is kind of preference at the end of the day. Or you could either go Hugh Green, which there is none up on the market right now, which is shocking. But Hugh Green is definitely a serviceable right edge in the game. Now, the D tackle position is also absolutely loaded. As you see that Terrence Cody is still going for 300K, and then you have Christian Miller going for 5. You have Glenn Dorsey going for 3. There's absolutely no way to roll to get Terrence Cody. At the moment, he is probably, to most people, the best D tackle in the game. I really don't use D tackles because they're kind of slow and they don't generate pressure that much. So if my Terrence Cody was sellable, I would sell him for 300K. There's no way that I hold on to a card like this. Going for 300K, that's absolutely a champion. I would definitely look to get rid of him and Christian Miller for the prices that they're going for. I don't think either card is worth it. The will linebacker position has got absolutely loaded. I think Kyle Lewis is the best will linebacker, but this Ashton Woods card is absolutely phenomenal as well. He's going for 133K. I expect him to continue to tank in price as the new legacy cards drop. You got Boodum Jock going for 299K, and then you have Phoenix Jackson going for 360K. These aren't bad buys at all. I just feel like there's better linebackers in the game currently than all of these guys. And the reason why I say there's better linebackers than these guys in the game is because you have Ray Maluga, who's going for 120, who's a 6'3" linebacker with 87 speed. You also have Xree Alexander, who's also a 6'2" middle linebacker. He has 87 speed as well. Then you have Landon Barton, who's 6'5", 88 speed. I mean, the linebacker is just a lot of things. And then my favorite linebacker is this Daniel Wingate. He's going for 164. he's going to continue to tank in price as we get new stars of the week cards that drop on Thursday. This is by far probably my favorite middle linebacker in the game currently. Then you have Brian Cushing basically going for rental prices between that and his ULTD. I can 100% confirm that they will not fix this Brian Cushing card. If you looked on the card, they changed the wording of his gold aftershock. Before, it said that he needed 90 hit power to activate the 13 AP gold aftershock. It has been updated to 99 hit power, so please don't expect this card to get fixed soon. And if you were holding on to him, I'm kind of sorry that you did. You're going to want to just sell and get rid of this card ASAP. Sam linebacker position has kind of tanked with Gentry due to the fact that he is the best Sam linebacker. I mean, Anthony Hill is holding steady in the 300K range, but Gabe Akers has dropped all the way down to the 100K range. I still think that Gabe Akers is one of the best Sam linebackers in the game. And it isn't a bad idea to sell your Anthony Hill for 300K and just rock out with Gabe Akers. Now, the cornerback position is a little bit different. I think there's a lot of studs at the cornerback positions. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. You have Boss, cornerback Dion going for 725K. I'm not a fan of this card at all. He doesn't get any good traits or anything like that. You have cornerback Boss Charles Woodson going for 4. Actually, he's going for like 379. I am still a Charles Woodson fan in this game. I think he's one of the best cornerbacks in the game. I also like Christian Harrison at cornerback. And I also love this price stock card. He is absolutely phenomenal. He's the tallest cornerback that we have in the game. Currently at 6'4". I think he's absolutely amazing. And Leonard Moore still going for 400K. They are all great options. You can technically downgrade from like a Boss Dion. You can sell at 700K, and then you could get what, like maybe like 60K. You can go get Exodius Ayers for 142K, and he's going to do everything that Boss Deion Sanders is going to do. Again, expect the free safety market to kind of tank. Again, we have a new LTD free safety coming out, so expect a lot of these free safeties, as you see, to come down in price. Earl Thomas is already down to the ULTD is down to 387. The regular Earl Thomas is already down to basically quick sale price. And then you have Bowden that is basically at rental. I mean, the free safety market is just in absolute shambles at the moment. And with Collier coming out tomorrow, expect these prices to continue to tank. Last but not least is a strong safety position. This is the worst position currently in college football Ultimate Team. Cam Chancellor and then the Wisconsin safety are still the two best strong safeties in the game. And you can tell by their prices at 300K, 600K for the Boss Cam, and then the Wisconsin guys at 600K. This is one of the worst positions in the game, but there is a bright spot. If you have Boss Cam, you can sell them for 6. You'll pocket about 550. You can buy Cam for 3. This is basically a 67K rental. And then you can also buy Drake Kilpatrick. I know he's a little on the short end. But he's going to play absolutely great. If you care about height, then you can go buy Xavier Alford for 188K. 88K. I think those guys are very serviceable and can hold you down. So that does it for this edition of Market Monday. Always remember, when a new promo or a new edition of a promo is coming back out, the older cards will always go down in price. It always isn't bad to sell a couple of days ahead of time just to pocket a little bit of change and then pick up the cards again on Friday. Always remember that the market is always the highest on the weekends. Always remember that when content drop, prices are always the highest because people are at school, people are at work, but as the day goes on, the prices will also start to drop. So always keep that in the back of your mind. So if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also don't forget to hit that like button as well. Until next time, boys, peace.